Alright everyone, this is Daniel Crawford, and of course this is the Omnicast. I wish I could do more episodes, but for right now, once a month right before a WWE PLE or pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, that's as frequent as I can do it at the moment. We'll see if sometime in the near future I can expand that by expanding my membership with Spreaker, but we will see. But for right now, let's just get into talking about WWE, which is what we're always talking about on the Omnicast here, absent any guests or anything like that. So let's just talk for real quick here about the past month of action in WWE. Ever since, what was the last event that we had? Well, ever since Clash of the Castle, actually, we've had a really good rivalry between Sheamus and Gunther. We've had things rising up between Damage Control and this trio of Alexa, Asuka, and Bianca. Alexa looks like she's about to turn heel, and we have this bunny rabbit who, this little thing that keeps popping up on screen, basically inviting us to go look more into it, and there's a little QR code that keeps popping up, and when you do scan it, there's this interesting thing with this evil looking rabbit. So a lot of speculation about that. We're going to get to that in a second, but the biggest thing, of course, is always with respect to the bloodline, this whole Sami Zayn storyline with the bloodline. It's just gold, endless gold. And one of the reasons I want to expand the podcast back to what I want it to be, at least a weekly show, is because I want to talk more about this whole thing with Sami Zayn. It's just endless gold. Anyways, let's get into the predictions for Extreme Rules, because it's in Philadelphia, the home of ECW. It's got to be extreme. Let's do this. First and foremost, let's talk about the Fight Pit. Matt Riddle, I'm expecting Riddle to defeat Seth Rollins, Daniel Cormier, or however you pronounce his name, former Ultimate Fighter, MMA fighter, someone who's from the same background as Riddle. He's going to be the special guest referee. I believe Riddle's going to win this match because this is right up his alley. And also, Riddle's just due for a really big win. If Riddle loses, it's going to be because the special guest referee turns on him and helps Seth Rollins. And that will also lead to, I think, some kind of minor repackaging of Riddle to make him more serious. Like, I think he'll be gone probably until Royal Rumble if he loses. Like, that's the only outcome I can see there. But for right now, my prediction is Riddle takes the victory. Let's skip ahead to the strap match. I believe the strap match is going to go to Karrion Kross. Typically, the last laugh rule would lead me to believe that Drew McIntyre was going to win this because Karrion Kross got the last laugh on SmackDown this past week. However, Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre have been trading back and forth who has the last laugh. Excuse me. I haven't been talking this much a whole lot, but past couple of weeks, that's what's been going on. Drew gets the last laugh, Karrion gets the last laugh, and now it's going into this. They're wanting us to be completely confused. I believe that this is a big pay-per-view / PLE victory that Karrion Kross needs because this is his first match on a WWE pay-per-view since coming back. So he kind of needs this victory more than Drew. Yes, I know Drew is always being pushed in some ways being a future world champion again or returning to the world title scene, but Karrion needs this more than Drew, I think, and that's why I'm predicting that Karrion wins this, just because he's a beast and they need to keep booking him that way. Let's just, of course, get right to it. The Bunny, I don't like to go usually with what everyone else is saying, but in this case, I will just say I believe it is going to be Bray Wyatt, which, of course, I will mark out for it. But there's also a slight possibility that if it isn't Bray Wyatt, it will be Baron Corbin, because we haven't seen Corbin in a while. And that leads me to believe that they might have something up their sleeve. If Vince was in control of creative, this would probably be Corbin guaranteed. But since Triple H is there, and we know that they've been talking with Bray Wyatt, I think that the odds of it being anyone but Bray are a lot lower. So I do believe this is going to be Bray Wyatt. And if that is him, prepare for that whole building to erupt. The I Quit match, which is likely to be the main event, I do believe, like, this is not in exact order. This is just how I saw it written down on the screen. The I Quit match, I believe Finn Balor is going to win it. And in this case, Edge, like Booker T apparently has suggested recently, I think Edge will go away for a while. This could also be related to the unveiling of the Bunny. It could be related to Bray Wyatt returning. So that could be a very interesting feud of Bray versus Edge. I would love that. Like, mark out for it. But also, what if Bray comes down and attacks everyone, including Finn? Like, he introduced the Fiend through Finn Balor, and now, of course, if he brings himself back through Finn Balor again, that would be awesome. Like a really cool wrap, like a full circle of that storyline. But either way, I'm looking forward to this. Should be a really good I Quit match, but I think Finn's going to win it. SmackDown Women's Championship, I do believe, as much as I love Liv Morgan, been happy she's been Women's Champion, this match, they're really booking Liv Morgan look like she's going to overcome the odds. She's this underdog. They keep talking about how she's, overcoming the odds. I don't think she's going to overcome the odds here. Like, I think this is finally where Liv Morgan loses. And yeah, I mean, she's had a pretty decent title reign. I mean, she's held the women's title since Money in the Bank. So about 3-month reign, about pretty standard for an average title reign. And yeah, I think that's only fair. She will, have her, match there and probably be drafted as soon as they do the draft at WrestleMania. She'll probably go to Raw, and you might see her with another women's title in Raw next time around. But I don't think this will be the end of her being in the women's title scene, but I do believe she's going to lose to Ronda Rousey because it makes sense, especially if they're going to build back to a storyline between Ronda and Becky, which everyone wants to see. I ain't going to lie. All right. 6-man tag, the Donnie Brooke match. I believe Imperium is going to defeat the Brawling Brutes. They're just booked like beasts right now. They cheated, yes, based on the last laugh roll, because they cheated to help Gunther retain the Intercontinental title over Sheamus. You would say, based on that old-fashioned rule, the Brawling Brutes should win this, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think they're going to look like they're going to win. They're probably going to get screwed out of the victory, but either way, Imperium's going to win this because it's still, I think, kind of early for Imperium to be losing. So, finally, out of all these matches, the Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair, I do believe will win, will retain over Bayley. Some people suspect that Charlotte Flair is going to return at some point. She probably is, but either way, Bayley is not winning that ladder match for the Raw Women's title. This is going to be a good show overall, but those are my predictions. We'll see how it goes. Hope you enjoy Extreme Rules.